Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you're watching from. Igwe Lawrence is my name. I am senior consultant with Xylos Group International, the real estate company in Nigeria here with offices in many countries across the globe. Today I'm bringing you a real estate in Spain, how to buy property in Spain and the general property intel as regards Spanish land transactions. But before I do it, please click like and subscribe and make comment if there's anything that you want to ask about real estate anywhere in the planet. Thank you. The Spanish real estate starts with Escritura Pública de Compraventa. It is a land title deed. That's where everything starts. The lawyers produce this as regard the transaction, and then it must be signed in the presence of a lawyer. That if the two parties agree and sign this document, the property is yours. However, because of third party challenge, it is expedient that that document is taken to the Spanish land registry to be registered properly. It's not that if they didn't register, it's not your property. It is the moment it's signed and you make your payment, it is your property. But for public record, because that registration in the Spanish land registry will make it a public document that can be searched upon. Okay. The Spanish land registry do this registration with a unique system of recording called identification Unicode de Finca Registrar. It's a unique system. It's like coded system, but it makes property search in Spain very easy because of the way. Once you put if you are searching on any document and you put the code on the document straight away, the system brings up the thing you are querying on. So it's very, very useful. The role of the lawyer in this transaction as regards properties properties in Spain is very vital in the sense that they are the one that identify both parties and also make sure that the document, the deed document is properly drafted to reflect what is going on. So, and that must be signed, that document must be signed in the presence of a lawyer. Now, let's take us to the types of land titles in Spain. There are four. Of course, we have the full right. That full right is what we call freehold here. We also call pleno dominio. Pleno dominio is the highest form of title of land property in Spain. It gives the owner of this right, owner of this document, to use the land, to take benefits from the land, and even to dispose it at will if he wishes to. That's the highest form of most other rights derive their right from this particular document title. The next one is bare ownership. Bare ownership, which they call nuda propiedad, is what just as the name sound. What it means is the owner of the right, that title, does not have any, does not use the land. It's someone else that's using it. I will explain further. The next title is usufruct, or in Spain they call it usufructo. Usufruct is like what we do here in Nigeria, where a property owner assigns the right to someone, a developer, to develop the property in the form of build, operate, and transfer. So while he owned the right to the land, but it's someone else that is using the land can lease it. Can lease it out, can rent it, can do anything, can live in it but it's for a definite time. When the time finishes, he hands over the property back to the owner of the property. And also could arise this nuda propriedad can also arise where someone is acting as a clearer of estate of a deceased. He holds the right to properties, to land and all that, but he cannot use them because they don't belong to him, belong to the beneficiary of the testator. Okay, so these are the two conditions where that bare ownership comes up. The other form of ownership is co-ownership, where there are a number of people that own one particular property. Okay, that co-ownership uses there's a name they call it, and that name is propriedad en pro individuo. Two or more persons own the property, and of course they own it in the percentage of which perhaps they contributed the money to buy that property. These are the four major, or rather four basic land titles. Land is, you also have to know that lands are classified in Spain as urban land and local land. The urban land definitely costs more than the local land, so you have to be aware of that. So if you are buying a property and it's in the rural area, it may not be as much as it is in the metropolitan Spanish cities. Okay, so these are the basic titles that you have in Spain. Now, the question now as regard buying is, can a foreigner, a non-resident foreigner, buy property in Spain? The answer is yes, with capital letter, you can. But it's not just as straightforward as the yes sounded. You need what they call foreign identification number, NIE. That's numero identification extranjero. You need it. If you don't have it, you want to buy any property in Spain, as simple as that. And how do you get it? You don't need to come to Spain to get it. You can get it in any Spanish consulate, the Spanish consulate in your area, or any Spanish immigration office. Once you come to tell them that you need an identification number, they will give you the form you fill, and they give you the number. Once you have got the number, that's step one. The next step is how to have a bank account in Spain. But you can get all the information how to do that from any Spanish consulate in your area. Once you do that, it's not strictly necessary. If you have your money, let's say a millionaire or a billionaire, and you are buying property, don't need it. You may not need it. However, if you consider there are certain transactions that must go in a particular manner in Spain as regard the government, like taxes, land taxes, VATs, that have to be paid in a structured manner, then it now becomes expedient that you need to have an account. And it's not difficult. Through the embassy will guide you through as regard how to open an account in any of the banks in Spain. However, if you don't even have your full money to buy that, you are going to rely on Spanish mortgage bank. In that case, it becomes strategic that you must open a bank account in Spain. And once you open this bank account, it will help you in your transaction. Having scaled these two issues, the next thing, that how do you get the land proper? For you to get the land proper, you need services of two professionals, the notary and the real estate agent. The question now, does the Zalos Group International have office in Spain? Completed? Not yet, but we are working on it. But I can recommend an estate agent there, or even a notary if you so desire it. All you need to do is to say so in the comment section, and then I will work on that. I will get back to you. But once that the estate agent will start working on will work on getting the property. Once he gets the property, you negotiate the price on your behalf and tell you, and then as he's negotiating, you'll be carrying it along. Once it's settled and it's agreed, then you make the first the 10% down payment. Once the 10% down payment is made, then the lawyer comes in with the escritura publica, the compravent to, that is the deed title document for the estate agent. Their agency will help you to sign the document. Once it's signed, then if you are having your full money, you wire the rest of the money to the account of the owner of the property, and the property becomes yours. Then the lawyer, the notary, takes it to the Spanish registry to register. Once that is done, it's yours. But if you don't have your full money, then through you can now have access, can now process access to Spanish mortgage bank, who pay. Once they pay the final, you pay the 10%, then they pay the final. This in the same process, the document becomes yours. However, you have to note that there are taxes to pay. At times, the property transfer taxes are between 6 and 10% of the cost of the property. There's legal fee to pay to the lawyer, to the estate agents, and then there are also, if the property is new, you need to pay VAT on the property in addition. And also, apart from all these payments, you also need to know that there are payments, ongoing taxes like property tax, different from the one you did at purchase, and then utility insurance fees that I have to pay as owner of the property. And now the final one, the soft spot. If you're able to buy the property purchase you did is up to half €1 million or more, then it enables you to have a Spanish gold visa. And if you have that, it's almost like you're a resident in Spain, though not automatic, it's almost. I hope all this intel will help you. It is not exhaustive. That's the reason why I need the professionals to help you to navigate. But I think this is enough.